You don't need a website to make a lot of money as a music producer. How do I know this? Because I don't have a website, okay? I don't have a website. I don't do any of that stuff where I have to send a bunch of traffic over to like a BeatStars or a SoundClick or anything like that. Now, I'm actually in full support if you've got a BeatStars and you are making money that way. I've got a client named Omito Beats who does that. And so I think it's good. I think it's a great option, and I think it's something that's like, why not? But if you're gonna base your entire business model on just sending traffic for people to buy cheap beats, you're going down the wrong path and you're leaving a lot of money on the table. The way I did it is basically what I did was I took all my skills, my knowledge, and my expertise as a music producer, and I created a high ticket offer where I was teaching recording artists how to produce their own music, and I was producing for them and with them and doing custom production work. And I was able to charge artists $3 to $5K each. Now, when I started all of this, I was 25 grand in debt, making 2 grand a month. I finally hired a mentor that really helped me figure out the right way to do things. And from May 2023 to November 2023, I scaled from 0 to 20K a month, doubled my business the next year. And now what I'm doing is I'm helping expert music producers learn how to get clients online with paid ads. So you gotta stop thinking that you have to just send people to a website or that your website needs to look done. Yeah, I gotta finish my website. It's like, I hear so many producers that I talk to in the DMs that waste their time because they're using this as an excuse. So I'm gonna explain a much simpler model, a much, honestly, easier model, a much more profitable model, and a much more exciting model. So we're gonna get after it. I mean, I've got coffee here today. Now it's different than my usual, okay? Usually, I'll do a coffee, I'll film these fucking videos like 3, 4 o'clock, and I'll have a hot coffee here, a cortado, a latte, or just a black, right? Well, I just hired a health coach, and he's like, no more caffeine after 12 p.m. And I'm like, what? So it's currently 9:48 a.m. I've got about 12 minutes to film this video, and I've got some cold brew here. This is my own Yeti, little cup my wife got me. You hear the jingle of the ice cubes. Shit's about to be lit. I've already had 2 cups today. This is my 3rd. I'm already caffeined the fuck up. But I'm excited to talk about this subject because this is a subject that I've realized is something a lot of producers struggle with. And I've got a really interesting story for you too. One of my clients named Baby Boy Blue, he's got 28 million streams across all platforms. Really interesting story because when I first started working with him, I actually worked with him for free. I just did 1 call with him. I was like, dude, we were connected on Instagram for a couple of years. And I was like, dude, let's just hop on a fucking call. Let me just help you. Cause I'm like, I've seen your ad and I've gone through your funnel, right? He had an ad where it was like, learn more, click it, goes to a website. And I was like, let me just help you because I really think I have some cool ideas for you and I just want to help for free, okay? So what we did with him was I was like, hey, so your ads go to a website, right? He was like, yeah. I was like, okay. And his website was, a typical website. Headline with like his portfolio, and it was like a click to contact me or send me your demos, like just a classic website model, nothing too crazy. And I was like, you know what, bro? This ad that you have, the ad is very good. Like, it's a great ad. It's really, really like well done. But I was like, you know what you should do? I said, instead of sending people to your website, just keep the ad the exact same. But what you should do is just like boost the post. So go to Instagram on your computer, on your desktop, go to the post, hit boost reel, do visit your profile visits, visit your profile. I'm trying to think I'm not looking at it, but visit your profile, create your audience and keep it really general. I was like, do, music for your interests, do United States. We're in the United States. So I was like, do United States, do, age of 22 to 40 or something, like 22 to 40 or 23 to 38, something like that. And for interests, bro, just put like music, maybe put like pop music, maybe put R&B, like just put some really general, like 1 to 3 interests that are really broad. Save that audience for later. And then when you go to pick your budget, I was like, bro, like put whatever daily budget you have and make sure that you put run this ad until I decide to stop it. I can't remember what that's called. Run this ad continuously, because there's 2 options when you boost a post. One of them is run within a little time frame. The other one is like run continuously until I pause it. So you want to do run this ad until I pause it. He was like, okay, why do you think I should do this? Because don't you think I should be sending traffic to a website? And I was like, no, because when you send people, when you take someone off Instagram, you're spending so much more for those clicks and for those website visits, because Instagram wants to keep people on Instagram. And what you're doing is taking them off Instagram. Meta will help you do that. Instagram will help you do that. But it's gonna cost you more money. And now you also have to depend on the website to do a lot of the work. And I just think it's better if you keep people on Instagram by boosting the post to get followers. He's like, okay, so then what do I do? Like, do I DM all of them? I was like, yeah, like DM all of them and like have like a set, a flow for appointment setting. Appointment setting means you're in the DMs DMing people and you're booking calls with them. So I gave him, we came up with a like a DM template, and I give that to all my clients. It's called the 10K DM template. It's what got me to 10K a month, and it's from DMing over 10,000 artists. So I customized one for him right there on that call. And I think I don't remember if he ended up getting a client from that. Actually, yeah, he did. If I remember correctly, I can't remember, that was a month ago, but I'm pretty sure, first of all, he got a ton of followers. He's like, bro, I'm getting so many followers. Like my cost per follower is like $1 to $2. I was like, dude, great. And I think he ended up getting on a call with an artist and got a high ticket client out of that. And the next phase of our work together, I was like, hey, like, I know this is what you're doing. I know that I've helped you here. Why don't we get on another call and like, let's talk about us actually working together. So because he already had the marketing and like the biggest part of it down, like the offer and the marketing, because what I help my clients do is offer, like I help you come up with a high ticket offer you could charge 1 to 3K for. Marketing, which is what I was helping him with, coming up with a content strategy that's customized for you, like figuring out this whole follow ad strategy so you can get followers and boosting the post. He already had phases 1 and 2 down. So I was like, why don't we, where are you at with sales? And with sales, basically where he was he needed my help with that. He's like, I want to be able to, on a sales call with an artist, I want to close them right then and there, because what he was doing previously was sending proposals and nobody would get back to him. So I was like, yeah, like collect cash right there on the call. I taught him how to do that. We worked for about 4 weeks together. And in those 3 weeks, he did 3.3K cash collected. He went 3 for 3 on sales calls. It's pretty cool. So Liam is an amazing human. One of my favorite people I've ever met. I want to meet him in person. We haven't met in person yet. And he's been an amazing client to work with. And the thing with Liam was the reason that he's so successful with his music, why he's able to do music full time, is because he's charging high ticket. And he knew that something wasn't working. And one of the things was he was just like sending traffic to a website. And he was willing to listen and like try something different based on what had already worked for me, and it worked for him, right? So you don't need a website as a music producer. Now, again, I'll reiterate it. If you've got a BeatStars, great, don't delete it. And even like, dude, if I was starting fresh as a music producer, I would have a BeatStars. Like I'd have a BeatStars, I'd be ripping beats. Like if I was starting from scratch, I'd be ripping beats and uploading them on BeatStars. Like I would easily be making a beat a day. Like I'd be like, I'm going to make at least 5 to 10 beats per week. Like I'm going crazy. In fact, I might even do more than that. I might do like a lot, right? I might do 10 to 15 beats a week, new, just upload. And I would also do the YouTube organic. I'd upload beats on YouTube with the titles and I'd post them on Instagram, like new beat is available, new beat. I would do that. However, here's the sauce. I wouldn't be trying actively to be like, I'm gonna make 6 figures like this. You know what I mean? I'm not sitting here like, this is how I'm gonna make 6 figures. If I do, great, but that's not it, because I don't believe in relying on organic. I have one client where that's worked really, really well for him. Actually, I have a couple clients where that's worked really well. But in general, and what I've seen that's worked really well for me and what's worked well for my clients is running paid ads that's boosting a post. And basically you use your Instagram as your website in a way. Your Instagram's your landing page. You have great content and you already know in your head you have a great offer. Something you could charge 1K for one song, right? Something you could charge 2K for, right? If someone comes to you and wants to do a whole EP, like Liam just got a client who wants to do an 8-song EP. Usually Liam has a certain rate that he charges for one song, but he kind of helped them and did sort of like a pro rate. I had to check my watch, I gotta go soon. He did like a pro rate for them because they did so many songs, so he's getting paid a lot. And one of my clients, Gabe, whose shirt I'm actually wearing, he happens to be my best friend, but he is also one of my clients. He ended up running about $400 worth of ads and ended up getting 2 clients. One paid him 1K, one paid him $250, $1,250 total. Of that $400, he told me, he's like, dude, the first couple $100 was just testing. I didn't get anything out of it. But those 2 clients, they came from a $190 ad spend. So I was like, damn, so you spent $190 on this ad and made you $1,250, which is a 6.5x return on ad spend. Gabe doesn't have a website. He doesn't have BeatStars. He doesn't do any of that. But what he does is he has a very strategic funnel process that we call the music social funnel, which I invented. He has a very specific process. You run a follow ad, you get followers, you DM those followers, have good conversations with them and qualify them, you book calls with them, and on those calls you enroll them into whatever it is you're doing. So this is a much easier, it's way easier because you don't have to build a website. It's much simpler, much easier, much simpler, and way more profitable because you're charging people 1 to 3K each. All right, so I got to run right now. I got a group call I got to be on, and I'm gonna actually whip up a little brekkie while that group call is happening. But I did want to come on here and shoot this video. I hope you got some value out of it, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.